Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today it is just going to be me here. If you guys are new here, I do film videos with my husband. Today's video, it's going to be an update on my second trimester. I'm going to be looking down because I do have my notes written down and everything that I want to talk about as far as weight gain, belly, cravings, and all that stuff that a woman's body just goes through. Before I start in the video on telling you guys what everything that I've been going through, I do want to say really quickly a quick disclaimer that everybody's body is different. Every pregnant woman goes through different things at different stages in their pregnancy. So just because I'm telling you guys everything that I've gone through doesn't mean that everybody is going to go through it or that everybody has gone through the same things that I've gone through. But of course, if you guys are also pregnant or you've been pregnant before, let me know if you guys can relate to any of these symptoms or just like things that you guys have also experienced, because this is very new to me. So I'm learning things throughout the way. So when you guys see this video, I will be 27 weeks pregnant. I turn a new week every Wednesday. June 3rd, I will be 27 weeks. This video is going to contain a lot of talking before I jump into the rest of it. So if you guys are interested in knowing kind of what our journey has been like, please stay tuned and watch till the end. Basically, I'm at the end of my second trimester, and crazy that this journey has gone by so quickly. So the first thing that I do want to talk to you guys about is clumsiness. Clumsiness, yes, I usually have never been clumsy, but lately I either trip over my shoes or like I bump into the wall. Like, it's just random little things like that. Mood swings. So as far as mood swings, I know it could be a range of angriness to like happy or like being sad or stuff like that. My mood swings mainly consist of like me crying. I've always been a big crybaby, but lately, like everything, like sometimes me and Danny could be laughing about something and then I randomly start crying. It's just weird. It's hard to explain it, but it's just like the little things, you know? Stretch marks, I have not gotten any, not that I've noticed. I usually, when stretch marks do come in, they are more of a red or like pink colored. I know this because I've got them when I hit puberty, like a long time ago. I got them like all on my sides when I started getting taller. So the stretch marks that I do have, I've had them for since I was like 10 years old, to be honest. I haven't gotten any new ones, not that I could see now. But I do apply a lot of bio oil. I get that oil at Target, but it is called bio oil. It's like an orange liquid, or it's like in an orange container with a white cap, and I love it. It feels really good, so I apply that to myself like almost every single day, and also keeping like moisturized and stuff like that. Another thing about stretch marks is usually they say it is hereditary, so if it runs in your family, then you're kind of bound to get it regardless of what you do. So everybody's case is a little different. I do hear that some women get stretch marks and they don't even notice them until their baby is born. So I don't know how that works, but I have heard that that happens to some people. I have a feeling that I was going to start getting stretch marks, but I never saw any new ones coming in. My stomach was starting to get a little itchy probably around 23 weeks, but it was like slightly, like randomly I would get like little itches, but it was more like at the top of my stomach. I would try not to scratch it, and then when I did feel like that sensation was coming, I would apply the oil right away and just kind of massage my skin. But I haven't felt that way in like, it's been a while, and it only happened for like a few days. Another thing too is they do recommend you to drink a lot of water throughout your pregnancy. You just want to stay hydrated. And nauseousness, no. So I don't get nauseous for anything at all anymore like I did at the beginning. I never threw up, just FYI, throwing that out there. But I did notice that if I go too long without eating, my next meal, whether you get busy or just things like that, your day kind of just flies past you. I did notice that I would get really nauseous, and it's only because I didn't have anything in my system. So I did know that probably happened about 3 times. So I did notice that that was like the issue, because once I ate, like I felt so much better. Now I don't have any cravings, like crazy cravings, even before I was pregnant. Like the cravings that I have now, it's nothing that I would consider pregnancy cravings. I've always been the type to see something and be like, oh, that looks good, like let's go grab it, you know, but that's nothing out of the normal. But I do say that fruits, I crave fruits. Like fruits have been my best friend. I literally eat like so much fruit like every single day. So that's the only thing, nothing out of the normal. My eating habits, I still eat about 4 to 6 times a day. I have 3 meals and 3 snacks a day. If not 3 meals, then I'll have 2 meals and 2 snacks a day. It just kind of depends on how the day is going and what time I wake up and what time I go to bed. But usually I do eat about every 2 to 3 hours, so that hasn't changed from the first trimester. But I do eat a little bit more. So each time I have a meal or a snack, I did notice that like I don't get full as fast. And there's some days where I get full really fast. So I guess it just depends on the day. Well, pregnancy brain, I feel like this is a big question. I don't feel like I've gotten there yet. But, you know, it could come as my 3rd trimester comes along. Losing your breath. So recently I've noticed that like if I'm walking up and down the stairs, like I'll lose my breath more than I usually would like in the past. But that's probably been like the past 2 weeks. And I had actually told Danny, like, I haven't felt that where they say like, oh, you're losing your breath or something like that. And right now that I'm talking a lot and talking really fast, I feel like I kind of have to catch my breath. But it hasn't been that bad, like nothing crazy yet. Again, I'm not that big yet, so we'll see how that goes. My energy level is definitely back compared to the first trimester. But as of right now, like I feel like I have more energy to do a whole bunch of stuff. I did notice though, like if I spend like 2-3 hours cleaning, when I'm done cleaning, like I need a break. Like I need to sit down for like 5 or 10 minutes. That way I can just kind of relax and whatever. But after that, like I'll be okay. I don't need to take a nap or anything like that. I haven't taken a nap this whole time that I've been on my 2nd trimester. I go to sleep late and I still wake up early, so I haven't needed any naps or anything like that. Working out and staying active. Ooh, that was a bug. Now, right now, this week in general, it's been super, super hot, so I really haven't been outside to walk or anything like that because I'm not trying to pass out, and it's like in the hundreds, so I cannot. So we haven't lately, but before we were going on walks like almost every single day, and I was doing like exercises as far as like squatting and lifting like small weights and stuff like that, because of course gyms are closed, so it's not like I could be lifting like super heavy weights. But I did hear that staying active during your pregnancy is really good for you because it does give you a easier delivery and it also helps you recover faster. It has a lot to do with all of that. Next thing is hair and nail growth. Now, of course, this could be because of the vitamins that you take when you are pregnant, but my hair has gotten pretty long. My nails have always been pretty strong, so that's nothing new to me. But the hair, like I do shave my arms and obviously like my legs and stuff like that. So I did notice that I do have to shave my legs like more frequently than I used to before. I am not like a hairy person. So before I could probably go a week without shaving my legs. Now I feel like I have to shave them like every 2 days. Every 2 to 3 days, it just depends. But one thing too that I did not know anything about, or that this was even a thing, was discharge. Now you do get random discharges. I guess it develops more into your pregnancy, but yeah, everyone's just different with that. You can Google it. I Googled it and it kind of gives you more information on that. Sleeping wise, as far as sleeping goes, you do have your good days and your bad days, and by that I mean like how comfortable you are at night. Also, you have to keep in mind that when you are pregnant, you do have to use a bathroom quite often. In my case, I drink so much water throughout the day that sometimes I feel like I shouldn't drink water, because at night I wake up about 2 to 4 times to go to the restroom. There's days where I sleep so good because I only got up like once or twice. So that has a lot to do with it. I do also recommend a pregnancy pillow because the bigger you get, and just the way, I don't know if you were used to sleeping on your stomach or what you were used to before, but pregnancy pillow really helps you like get more comfortable in bed and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend that. Now, body aches and pains. Now, this is something that I definitely Googled a lot of this like before I seen my doctor, but I would get random sciatic nerve pains, and that's usually like in the lower back. You kind of feel it straining, like going down your leg. It's hard to explain it, but my husband had it, Danny had it, so he was kind of like, no, that's a sciatic nerve. I don't have it often. It comes and goes. Like, I probably haven't felt that specific pain probably in about 4 weeks. But I mean, I've heard that as you get bigger, it can come back because of the pressure that the baby puts on that area. Now, another thing too is around 20 weeks, I started feeling this pain like when I got out of bed on my pelvic bone. Now, it really started to freak me out because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, am I going into labor? Like, what is this? But I guess it's like it can be multiple factors, and it's normal, I guess. It's either groin pain, pelvic bone pain, or just your round ligamentation, which all that means is that your body's just kind of prepping you for labor and kind of getting things situated down there. So I would mainly feel that like when I would wake up in the morning, I would get out of bed and like lifting my legs out, like I would feel like a lot of pressure. But that's not like everyday thing. Again, it was just like a few days, and I was just kind of like freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh. When I read that like it's getting you ready for labor, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have this baby like tomorrow. But it's nothing like that. I guess it's just something that your body is getting you ready for the birth of your baby. Now, the next thing that is really exciting is baby kicks. Now, when this first started happening, I was so excited. So you literally want to record like every little moment that you're kind of going through. But the baby would be so shy at the beginning. Like, I would try to record, and then all of a sudden the baby would stop moving. But as far as that goes, now I'm able to capture it. She's moving so much more, and it's visible. You could feel it. Danny can feel it. So that's really exciting for us. But I started to feel like more, like I felt like I always felt flutters, like really early on. But around 16 weeks, I definitely felt more flutters. Around 18, 19 weeks, I felt more movement, but I couldn't see the movement, which is, I don't know, it's hard to explain. About 19 weeks, I was able to notice like little pokes, I guess you could say. And then around 20 weeks, sorry, I wrote like everything down. Around 20 weeks, Danny could actually see where the baby was like popping out, you know? So that was really exciting for us. I definitely do notice that as the weeks go on, the kicks definitely do get stronger. Now we could see her like rolling around in there, and we're like, whoa. Sometimes I see her like above my belly button, and I'm like, girl, what are you doing like way up there, you know? So yeah, that's fun. One thing that I didn't know about baby movements, I always thought that like when they say, oh, you know, you're gonna be feeling your baby move and stuff like that, I never knew that you could feel the baby move so much in a day. I thought it was like random, like, oh, like every other day, or I don't know. I just never imagined for you to be able to feel the baby multiple times a day. So that was really exciting. When Danny does talk to her, like even like at night or when he comes home or when he leaves to work and stuff like that, he always rubs my stomach, and she always like, he'll start talking to her, he'll say her name, and then like she'll start moving, which is really exciting because he's actually able to like see all of that. And I feel like she just recognizes the voices, and yeah, it's cool. At the beginning though, like I even told Danny, I read this on my pregnancy app, that it says that dads can be really discouraged at the beginning because since the baby is inside of our stomachs, we definitely feel the movement a lot more than they do because it is inside of us. So sometimes I'd be like, oh my god, the baby's moving, and he'd be like staring, and I'm like, I know it's coming, and he'd be like, oh, okay, it's not coming, and then he would like go do something else, you know? And I'm like, don't worry. But now it's like he's actually able to see them, and she kicks for longer periods of time, so it's so much better once the baby kicks get stronger. Now, a part of going to the bathroom, I did mention already that you do have to go to the bathroom a lot at night and during the day, but I do feel like you do have to pee quite often. Sometimes I feel like I'll go to the bathroom and then I'll like come out and do something for like 5 minutes, and then I suddenly get like an urge to go bathroom again, like I really have to go, and I'm like, I just literally went to the bathroom, and then I go sit down and literally like a drop comes out, and then I feel so much better, and I'm like, seriously? But sometimes I also feel like I'm walking or I'm standing and I feel like a whole like pressure like on my bladder, and I told Danny, I'm like, I feel like she's just jumping on my bladder. So So it's just like weird feelings, I guess, that you almost done with everything that I have to say. The thing that I do want to mention is my belly progress. So I will be inserting some clips right here as far as like what I look like throughout each week. As far as your belly goes, I do want to add that I feel like no matter what stage you are in your pregnancy, I feel like you definitely show more at night. I don't know, I have heard this from other people, but I don't know if everybody's the same, where you feel like your stomach definitely pops like at night. I don't know if it's because it's like all the food you ate throughout the day, but you definitely feel more bloated around the evening time. Now, as far as pregnancy goes and like your bump and stuff, everybody's bump does develop differently, whether you're having a boy, whether you're having a girl, whether, you know, your stomach is round, whether it's low or whether it's high. Everybody is different. I do feel like certain clothes also do, like if you wear super tight clothes, your stomach's gonna look a lot bigger than what it could actually be, or vice versa. If you wear loose clothes, you might not even look pregnant. Me, on the other hand, before being pregnant, I just feel more comfortable wearing loose clothes. But now I feel like, you know, sometimes I do wear tight stuff here and there, but I just, like, I live for t-shirts. I am just more of a casual clothing wearer. I'm not, you know, that's just me. But again, clothing does have a lot to do with the way your bump looks and stuff like that. As far as showing, I feel like I didn't start showing until I was about 20 to 21 weeks. Barely. Like barely. Like that's when I kind of noticed like, oh, okay, like am I starting to show? Like it was kind of at that awkward stage, like, oh, like I'm finally showing, you know? So yeah, I was around 21 weeks, which was really weird because like when we first told everybody, before we got like quarantine and all this stuff, I would see like family and they would try to like touch my stomach and be like, oh, the baby, and I'm like, there's nothing there yet. Like I don't know, it's just weird because you know that they're not touching. Like I didn't have a bump yet. I don't know, it was kind of like, it's funny and like uncomfortable at the same time. But yeah, I guess everybody has opinions on that. Now I feel like I have a bump, so if they touch my stomach, I don't feel like weird about it anymore. Some people don't like to be touched in their stomach at all. Everyone's just different with that. Now, maternity clothes, I've bought in a few maternity clothes, which I'm going to talk about that in another video. But I've basically mainly bought clothes that I can wear after I'm pregnant and for my next pregnancy. You know, I feel like I'm not gonna go out and buy a whole bunch of maternity clothes and things that I can't wear after I'm done being pregnant. So I will have another video talking about that stuff in a few weeks. The last thing that I do want to talk about is weight gain and the baby's weight update, which is really exciting. So first I'm going to start off by sharing this information. It's actually, I was contemplating on whether I should share this or not because I didn't feel comfortable at the beginning sharing my weight, but I feel like I'm okay to talk about it now, whether, you know, I gain it all back or not. I definitely feel like I want to share kind of everything that I've been going through as far as my weight. Now, growing up, I've never been like super skinny. I've always been more, not on the heavy side, because I honestly gained all my weight when I started dating Danny and we would go out to eat all the time. But I've never been a toothpick and I've never been big, but my weight has always been like fluctuating, I guess you could say. Now jumping into this, so when I first found out I was pregnant, I weighed 193, which is the heaviest that I have ever been in my entire life. Yeah. So that is the heaviest that I have ever. Did change my eating habits, and I stopped eating a lot of foods that were just like bad for you in general, so I feel like that had a lot to do. But I did lose weight, like I mentioned in my other video, in my first trimester update video. If you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. It's also on our channel. But yeah, I started off at a weight of 193. Now at my 16-week appointment, I was 173, which 16 weeks, that was the beginning of April. I was 173, so at that point I had officially lost 20 pounds. I can definitely tell in my face, because I've always had like this, my double chin here, I've always had it. Whether I was, when I met Danny I had it and I was like 140, but I've always had that. I don't know, I guess people definitely, I haven't seen that much family, but like my parents and Danny's parents definitely noticed that I have lost a lot of weight. The doctor hasn't been too concerned about it. He says that it's obviously because I'm eating pretty healthy, and they're able to check the baby's weight every time I go, so they're not worried about that. He actually did say, or when I did go in at my 16-week appointment, I had already lost that weight probably since March. And I did ask him, I'm like, is it okay that I'm losing this much weight? And like, when should I start gaining weight back? He's like, I honestly don't think that you're gonna gain not even half of the weight back, but we'll see how it goes. He's like, if you're maintaining healthy, then everybody's body's just different. He's like, some women don't even gain any weight throughout their pregnancy. So he's not too worried about it. So then it made me feel so much better. Now, as far as, I did have an appointment this week. I had my 26-week appointment, and they did weigh me again. I weighed 170, and of course I've been weighing myself here at home, and I have been at 170 for the past 2 weeks now. So that's officially 23 pounds down. Now, that's my update. So I've officially lost 23 pounds. So I'm at 170 as of right now. Now the baby's weight, which is the last thing that we're going to talk about. Baby's weight at 20 weeks, the baby weighed 11 ounces. So literally less than a pound. And at the 26-week appointment in 1 day, she was weighing 1 pound and 13 ounces. So she says that that's actually normal. She's like, she's not growing too big or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty good for right now. So we are just excited. I was like expecting her to say like she's like 2 or 3 pounds, you know, because I don't know, I just feel like something inside me tells me that I'm gonna have a big baby, and then others are like, you're probably gonna have a small baby, because me and Danny were both pretty small, but we'll see. You know, I might pop out a 9-pounder, you just never know. But yeah, so we're really excited about that. That's actually it that I had to mention to you guys. I know this video is pretty long. If you guys did watch the whole thing, thank you guys so much for watching. I do have so many more baby videos coming because we are getting closer to our due date. It's still about 3 months away, but still time is going by really, really fast. We are super excited. Guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you are new here, please subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.